Good evening, everyone. Thank you for participating with us today. Tonight we have a special guest, April Griffith from Kingdom Power Living, and she's here tonight to talk to us about wellness and exercise. All yours, April.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction, Diana. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be here. This is such an honor and such a privilege, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. But I love this organization and I'm so grateful to it. And I am, again, delighted to be here with you guys. So hopefully this is informational and inspiring and just a great time that we can have together tonight. So what we're going to talk about today, like Diana mentioned, is wellness and exercise. But I titled this particular presentation, You Matter, because I think oftentimes we don't realize either how much we matter, or sometimes we just need to say it to ourselves a little bit more that I matter. And sometimes we need to tell other people a little bit more often that we matter too. So I really want to ingrain that into every person on this particular webinar, that you matter. Like, yes, I'm talking to you, you matter. So it's three basic things that I am going to cover. All of them are ways in which you show yourself that you matter. Okay? So a little bit of background on me. As Diana mentioned, I am the owner and founder of Kingdom Power Living, and we are a faith-based fitness, speaking, consulting business, and we help Kingdom women live their best lives. So I'm all about helping women live their best lives. So whether that is getting to their goal weight, whether that is helping them to shift their mindset about how they're thinking of themselves, their bodies, whatever it is. So we help them in a number of different ways. And if you saw my bio, you saw that our mission is to change lives one simple at a time. So that's very passionate to me. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about why that's so passionate to me. So I am an author, a speaker, a certified trainer, a mindset strategist, which that might sound like a big word, but again, that just means I really help people to shift the way that they are thinking about a particular thing. Sometimes we're a little bit tunnel vision, and sometimes we need people to help us see our blind spots. So that's just what that word means. An entrepreneur, and I am also a mentor. I have worked a number of years in corporate America as well as higher education. And this year I have decided to take on the entrepreneurship journey full-fledged, head on. No more corporate America for me, but I like to work with people that are still in corporate America and help with health and wellness programs for individuals that are in corporate America. So while I'm not totally ingrained in it, I'm still a little bit attached to it. So I have a bachelor's degree in broadcast communication as well as a master's in marketing communication. As you can tell, I like to talk. So I will try not to talk your ear off today, but I do love to communicate, and I do love to help people. It's a passion of mine. I'm a Chicago native, born and raised in Chicago. I just recently moved north. So I am in Evanston now, but Chicago is near and dear to my heart because that's where I cut my teeth. That's where my grounds are. I'm rooted and grounded there. So again, love, love, love Chicago. And probably the most important bullet on this particular slide is I am the daughter of a 2-time breast cancer survivor. So I wanted my mom to be here with me tonight, but she couldn't be here with me tonight. I'm so grateful that she is still here. I'm so thankful that she is still here and that I was able to be there with her along this journey. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So the first topic that we're going to talk about, again, this is may seem like it's a little bit basic, but I really, really want to challenge you guys to think about this perhaps in a different way, or think about this in a way where maybe you haven't been doing as much as you could be doing, or identify some things that you have been doing and say like, yes, I'm on the right track. I need to continue doing these things, and I need to continue to lift myself up. I need to continue to show myself that I am important, show myself self-care. And I believe that that's a word that's going around a lot lately, especially in the times that we're living in, with the COVID crisis and with everything that is going on, it's really important for us not to just get in a place where we're in fear or complacency or whatever, but we're really taking care of ourselves, because the world has actually shifted. The world has changed, and it's so much more important today, I believe, to take care of ourselves. So one, self-care, taking care of you. That's really important. And that goes a gamut of different, into a gamut of different areas, right? And we're going to talk about some of those in the house section that you'll see over to my right and your left. Taking care of you. It's important. Why? Because I believe, and I stole this quote from a friend of mine, but it's a sign of self-respect. I believe that when you take care of you, then you are showing again yourself that you are important, that you are valuable, that you matter. I'll give you guys a little bit of snippet from my book that we'll be launching this fall. That's a shameless plug, but royalty acts like royalty, right? When we think about the Queen of England, or we think about whatever, she acts the way that she has been grown up and that she's been presented. So she knows her place, she knows her right. When we know our value, when we know our worth, when we know that we're important, we really take care of ourselves. And that leads me to the last bullet point, which I believe, again, I borrowed this statement from someone else, but your health is your wealth. If you are in your optimal health, if you are your healthy, most well self, I believe that that shows your wealth, right? And so it doesn't have to necessarily be in a sign of dollars, but it's showing again that you are worth it. And so I love that. Your health is your wealth. And you guys could say that with me, or you can say it to yourself. Your health is your wealth. My health is my wealth. Okay? All right. So how are some ways that we can really take care of ourselves, right? And I'm going to go through this slide, and then feel free to drop any comments, any questions in the chat, and I'll be trying to take a look at that, and then I'll answer any of your questions that you have. I really, really, really like an interactive engagement, and so I will probably ask you guys some questions, and again, just type them in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself and then like come on and chime in. Again, I really love interaction. I feed off of that. I love that collaboration. And again, I don't want to just be talking at you. I want to be talking with you and communicating with you. So how can we take care of ourselves? Some of the things that you can do in order to show self-care is journaling. Now, this right here is a big one to me, because sometimes we can't really communicate out of our mouths what it is we're really trying to say. Sometimes we might be in a place where we're very emotional, we might be in a place where we are hurting, or we might be in a place where we're super excited and just super overjoyed, and we may not be able to communicate with ourselves. So writing that down is a great way to show yourself, to take care of yourself. Self-care, journaling. So again, if you can't share something with somebody, or maybe it's too new, right? Maybe it's not time to release to the world or to your family, your friends, your circle, journaling is a great way to show self-care, because it helps you get those things out that you might not be able to verbally communicate, or you might not be able to communicate at that particular time. Scheduling activities that are enjoyable to you. That's another way that you can show yourself self-care, that you can take care of you. And notice that you is bolded, it's italicized, and it's underlined. That means it's like the triple threat. That means it's really, 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 really important, right? Things that you like. I know many of us have families, we have spouses and kids and things like that. And a lot of times we do things that they like, but I think that it is important also to schedule activities and things that you enjoy. Now, I think that that's twofold. I think that there should be opportunities for you to schedule things that you like alone. So if that is a spa day, if that is taking a ride along Lakeshore Drive, if that is gardening, if that is whatever it is, if that's cooking, whatever it is, I believe that it is important and a great way to show yourself self-care if you take some time to do things by yourself But then also, I think it's also important for you to do things that you enjoy with others that you enjoy being around. So again, that might be the spouse, that might be the children, that might be bringing them in along when you're cooking, right? You enjoy cooking and you want them to also have that collaboration with you, that time with you, that quality time with you. I believe that that helps you grow, and that just makes you, give you a sense of, you know, worth, and again, just really good quality time. So I think that both is necessary. And I would even venture as far to say scheduling some time to do things that you like by yourself at least once a month. If you can do it more than that, then that is awesome. But really scheduling some time just to say, you know what, putting everything away, this is me time. Even if it means that you're just going into the closet and reading a book for 30 minutes, whatever it is, I just think that it's super important that you take some time to spend with yourself, and then do something that you like, again, with people that you enjoy, so that they can also experience the things that you like. So many times we do things that other people like, and that's not a problem because that's us giving out. But when we're talking about taking care of ourselves, it's important for us to do things that we enjoy, and we can invite others into those activities as well. Listen to your body. That is a form of taking care of yourself. Don't ignore signals. Don't ignore things that might be affecting you. Listen to your body. Consider what you're eating. Think about what you're eating. Are you eating a healthy, well-balanced diet? That's how you take care of yourself. Again, your health is your wealth. Are you eating foods that fuel your body and not tear down your body, right? Are you doing things that will help you not feel sluggish, that will again give energy to your body and vibrancy in your body? And then, in my opinion, I think that it is important to eliminate sugar where possible, because again, I think that it's one of those things that don't really fuel our bodies, but it tears down our immune system, and it does things to us that are not necessarily that helpful to our bodies, depending upon the type of sugar that we're having. So I'll use the word sweeteners. So having some better sweeteners is a good way to take care of yourself. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to check out the chat. So a question we have is, do you have any good journal prompts that can help us get started? And then what types of food do you recommend for fueling up? So awesome questions. Thank you guys for the questions. So good journal prompts. Me personally, I'm like one of those that really like a physical, like actual book. And you can see, like, I write things in here like all the time. And I think it depends upon your schedule. And so it might be one journal that I have, it's just really when something comes up and I just really need to get it out. Another journal that I have is when I take notes, when I get ideas and I want to write them down and put them like all in, you know, one particular place. But so you might have a journal one for different reasons and for different occasions. But I would say, as far as, if I understand your question correctly, a good prompt is either one, you can make this on a regular basis, something that you do like on a continuous basis. Like say that you just take 20 minutes to journal each night before you go to sleep. Or you might journal like maybe once a week, you get your thoughts kind of ready for the beginning of the week, or just kind of like download what happened the week before, you know, how you felt and things like that. So those could be two kind of schedule prompts. But then I would also say have a journal kind of ready when those things happen. Again, it may be something, you know, spur of the moment. And I'll just kind of use this as an example, but I had a friend who recently started a business, and she had her first pop-up over the weekend, right? And just the joy and the excitement and just everything that everybody felt after that and what I felt after that, I wanted to come back and like just write down like my thoughts. I'm like, this is amazing for her, and like how much success that she has experienced, and how I like love to support other entrepreneurs, and just how I was feeling, and even ideas that I got from my business and things that I can do. So you can use the journal prompts in a couple of different ways. And let me know if I answered your question. So awesome. Yay. What type of foods do you recommend for fueling your body? Yes. So I am not a registered dietitian, so I am definitely kind of cautious in what I say, but these are the things that I do. We know this, but fruits and veggies are always so good because they have the vitamins, they have the minerals, they have all of the things that we need in order to fuel our body. But when we think about other things like fish that have, great omega fatty acids in there, or if we think about like, again, strawberry is a fruit, but is really good in like selenium and things like that fuel our body. Anything that is probably not coming in a wrapper that makes a crumbly sound may be good for your body with minimum processing as possible, right? So if it is alive at one point in time, then it's usually good for our body if it has not gone through a bunch of processing, right? So that's kind of the biggest rule of thumb that I would say. Now, I'm not totally raw, I'm not totally vegan, I'm not totally vegetarian, but I do look at food as whole foods and to see what type of process that it has been through and what type of things have been added to it, like additives and preservatives and things like that. Well, while they're good to preserve the food, think about how long should this food be preserved and why are they putting these things in there to preserve it? Again, sometimes those preservatives are killing the things that are really good for your body. So another great question. Thank you guys for the questions. Keep them coming. I'll go to the next slide and say that taking care of yourself, self-care, you mattering, means having a supportive tribe or circle, whatever word you want to use, crew, your girlfriends, like whatever you want to use, having the supportive people around you is so important. And it's so important because you want people that are going to help build you up and not tear you down. And I don't necessarily mean that in a negative or even intended way, but you don't want people around you that's going to stress you. You don't want people around you that's going to drain you. You don't want people around you that are just self-centered. You don't want people around you that's not going to celebrate you. You want a supportive tribe. You have been through enough, right? And we continue to go through things. You want those people that are going to be there for you. Set up the proper boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to close people off when they're not doing you good. I mean, not to put up a wall of self-protection, but really be honest and think about, consider your relationships. Is this relationship, is it valuable for the both of us? Or is it really toxic? Right? I remember a guy that I dated, like we argued all the time. There is I needed to, or he needed to evaluate, like, is this helpful for either one of us? This seems like more stressful than this seems like, like hallelujah. So it's like, really consider the people that you are letting in your circle. Are they building you up, or are they really not benefiting you? And feel free to cut those people off in the best, nicest, most loving and caring way. Love them from a distance, right? And then really the third point that I'll say is be transparent, right? As much as you can, have those real real conversations with people. Let them know where you're feeling, what you're feeling, right? Because the best way that somebody can support you is to really know like where you are. If you're like having a lousy day, if your body is not feeling good, if you are not feeling your optimal self, it's okay to let people know that. And then you can let them know how to support you. They may or may not know how to support you, but when you have that tribe around you, when you have that circle around you, when you have those people that are cheering you on, those people that you can call at 3 a.m., those people that are like, have your back, then they'll know how to support you. They'll either know how to give you the space that you need, because you need to go journal. They'll know how to like push you and encourage you to say, you know what, keep going. Like, don't stop. I know this seems a little bit difficult right now. I know this is kind of tough, but they'll know how to support you, right? Do you recommend making a call tree to form your supportive group? So it depends. I think you should know like what works for you. A call tree can be absolutely awesome, but before you can get a call tree, you have to identify those people that would even really be in that call tree, right? So this supportive tribe might be your friends, they might be your family, they may or may not, they may be in a support group or whatever, but it's gonna take a little bit of time, and it's going to take really being self-aware and really having your antennas up to really know the people that are going to, you know, do you the best good, right? And it's usually those people that have been in the trenches with you. So again, I think that this does take some time, but as you're building these relationships, it's being super aware. It's being super attentive to yourself and even to others to know like what's gonna vibe with you, what's gonna gel with you, and just seeing how people, you know, react or act or operate or function. You have to know if that's gonna be in your best interest. So a call tree can definitely help to support you, but again, you have to identify those right people for, you know, that call tree. But a call tree is awesome because you know what, you know the expectations, right? People know what they're getting into, they know what they're signing up, and that's usually your tribe. So that is another great question. Thank you for that. Thank you guys. I love it, I love it. I love the interaction. Thank you for the questions. Let's go to slide 3 and keep this party going. Third point of the day. You got, let's see. My computer is, let's go. Let's go. Didn't like that. Here we go. Here we go. Just took a minute. Wanted to pause. It wanted to stay back on that like whole tribe thing. Maybe we needed to just hang out there a little bit longer and think about the people that we have in our circle, and maybe think about some people that we can cut out of our circle. So again, really thinking about those, the tribe. I think about maybe in today's like terms, we think like ride and die or Bonnie and Clyde, and you know, that's only 2 people. It may be a small circle. It doesn't have to be a ton of people. It may just be, you know, that kind of 1 or 2, you know, people. But again, it's really important to identify those people. And it's really, really identified to take just a true self-assessment of how the relationships are working. Cool. All right. Point number 3, we are moving along. Feel free to, again, drop any questions. Let me know how my time is going. I can't see the time with this presentation up, but we're going to keep this thing going. So now we get into the nuts and bolts of what we were talking about, some exercising, and everything else has really been like overall wellness. And this is kind of one of those points for overall wellness too, but this is specific to really moving, okay? Let's see, let's go here. Okay, I thought I like missed a question. Okay, I don't think I missed a question. Oh, okay, we had someone else, we have somebody else joining, yay! All right, so point number 3, the importance of movement. And then you guys, we're gonna actually do some moving too. So I hope you're ready for this. Okay, so why is it important to move? Because a sedentary lifestyle is going to, 1, lead to laziness. I know that may sound a little bit tough, but sometimes a coach has to be a little bit tough, you guys. Weight gain, stiffness, and just like some other like bad behaviors and habits and things like that. And I mean, there's a list of things that I could have gone into, but non-movement is really not going to benefit you or even those that are around you, because guess what? They're going to see what you're doing as well. Exercise is amazing for a number of different reasons. And again, to keep this presentation short and tight, I only focused on 3 of them, but exercise is important for your metabolic rate. Exercise is important for burning fat. Exercise is important for lean body tissue. Again, we want leanness. We want not to store up fat, right? And this is not about like body shaming. This is not about like anything that will make you feel bad, but this is really about your body functioning the way that it should function, right? And functioning in a proper way. Stiffness of joints and muscles and things like that, that won't be helpful to our bodies. That won't help us live the most optimal life that we were created to live. So exercise, I think, is so important, and I think that everybody should incorporate it. There are a number of different types of exercises, and again, we won't get into all of those exercises today, but you have HIIT, you have stretching, you have anaerobic. I mean, you have cardio. You have like so many different types of exercises and things and movement that you can do. And so the first thing I'm gonna say is just to get moving, right? Let's just keep it 100. Like, just to get moving, real talk, just start moving. If you have not been moving, give me a 1 in the chat if you have done some type of exercise in the last week. Give me a 1. And if you have done something within the last month, give me a 2. So let's type that in the chat and let's just see how much we have been moving, you guys. But wherever you are, let's just start, right? We are experiencing a pandemic right now, right? And some of us have experienced some pandemic pounds that we can get rid of. There is light at the end of the tunnel. That's okay, that's fine. But we can't, like, stay there. We don't want to live a sedentary life. Let me see how my peeps are doing. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. That's awesome. We got a lot of 1s in the group. That's okay. So for my 2s, that's okay. We're going to start moving. And we're going to even start tonight, you guys. Yeah. So just start, right? Start where you are. Don't try to go run a marathon if you have not been moving in a while. Know your body, listen to your body. And the first point is to consult a physician before you start any kind of like movement or exercise regimen, right? But again, just start. If it's really just taking a stroll around the block, know where you are, listen to your body, and start where you are and then continue to increase from there. I tell my clients like all the time, get an app, put it on your phone, and if you're walking, time yourself. Look at your pace, look at your steps, all of that, and then you know what? Try to beat that the next time, and try to just keep progressing. If we start out with lofty goals or goals that are like, I don't want to say too big, but if they're up here and we don't attain them, that hurts us a little bit more because it's less likely that we're going to continue on because we get shot because we didn't meet necessarily that first goal. And so again, start where you are. If it's walking, that's okay. Start with walking. Find something that you really enjoy. Some of us really enjoy dancing. A form of like exercise and movement. Turn on some music and just dance around your house. If you can't get out, dance around your house. There are a ton of YouTube videos out there. I have some of them. You guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kingdom Power Living. I mean, and you can just like, again, get moving. Yes, Zumba is a form of exercise that you can do. Just like get started. But if you enjoy doing what you're doing, it could be kickboxing, it could be boxing, it could be CrossFit, it could be whatever it is, or gardening. All of those things are forms of exercise. But depending upon what your goal is, you want to get your heart rate up as well. You want to get some strength in there. So really, really depends on your goal. And so that leads me to the point of a coach or someone may be necessary just to kind of help you figure out your goals and to figure out what it is that you're trying to accomplish and really like how to get there. But the 2 points I really want to like leave you guys with, and then I'll answer some questions in the chat, is 1, your exercising, your workout, your regime, it should be non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. However much that is, if that's 3 times a week, 2 times a week, whatever that is, it should be non-negotiable. Treat that like you would a meeting with your manager. We all our career women, the one-on-one, we know the one-on-ones, right? Treat it like a meeting with your client, like you schedule a client. You meet up at Starbucks and you have a meeting, or when you're meeting your girlfriend or whoever else, your family, you schedule a time. Put your workouts on your calendar and make them non-negotiable. Don't let people just come in and schedule over your times that you should be exercising, that you should be moving, no matter where we are in a day, especially during a pandemic. A lot of us are sitting at a computer like all day, maybe even worse than when we were in the office. Schedule those times. If it's before you start work, if it's your lunchtime, make it a non-negotiable. If it's after you've done everything, if it's late at night, depends upon what type of person you are and how it flows for you. Do what works for you, but make it non-negotiable. Don't let people just come and schedule over what's important for you, because why? You matter. We're talking about self-care here. We're talking about getting moving, getting stronger. We're talking about living our best, healthiest whole life. And that's one way that we can protect our exercises, if we, again, set up those boundaries. And then the second thing I'll leave you with is not living in the excuse zone. We have to move from the excuse zone to the no excuse zone. Okay, I haven't worked out in such and such time because of, I just did some research. You guys know that I told you I am dropping a book this fall, and I did some research. So I talked to women like all over the world, like, why do you should, be working out and eating healthy, like, why don't you? And I heard so many excuses that they thought were reasons, but things like, I live with other people and I have to eat what they eat, or I don't have the support with the kids, or whatever it is. You know what? Let's just throw all of the excuses out the window. Let's take personal responsibility and let's work around those hurdles, those challenges, because they will come and they are real, but let's find solutions to them, right? Let's find solutions to them. So let's live in the no excuse zone. And I'm going to go into the chat. I've had it up for a little while because I think that I missed a question there. So given that we are in a pandemic, what type of light exercise can we do at home? I'm so glad you asked that question, because guess what we're about to do now, you guys? We are about to move. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. So I am going to go to the next slide. I'm going to show you guys a quick video. And these, I told you guys that I do have a YouTube channel. You can go there to subscribe. I would love that. But it shows a lot of different videos from what you can do in the gym when gyms were open. There are still a few that are not open, but also things that you can do right here in your home. So again, we live in a no excuse zone. This is an example of one of those videos. It is pretty short, but all body weight. So things that you can do at your home. This is an example. Let's go. And this is an old video on my YouTube channel. This was when I was doing another webinar. But yes, you being in a pandemic is no excuse for you to get moving. So let's do some quick demos. And how am I doing on time? How am I doing on time? And then we will.
I think you've got about 5 more minutes.
Haha, perfect. Because I'll give you guys an example of what, like some of those videos, you'll see that they were like pretty quick. It's just like a good teaser for you to see what you can do. But all of these exercises here, feel free to hop on up and join me. Old school jumping jacks. Everybody knows how to do a jumping jack. Takes you back to gym class, like way back when. So we jumping jacks, we're gonna do some jumping jacks, bicep curls, so overhead press. Guess what we can do? Jumping jacks. Okay, let's do this. So what I would have my clients do, or I just did a challenge where it was like a 3 with me, 3 minutes of exercise. I will take them through a circuit like this, the 3 with me. We did 3 exercises. So let's say we did jumping jacks. Everybody knows the jumping jack, right? Very easy to do. Jumping jack, jumping jack. A jumping jack is amazing because it works almost every part of your body. So don't skip over the jumping jack that you did in grammar school. It is amazing and it's going to get your heart rate up. Bicep curls, you don't need weights, you guys. Why? Because we can use juice bottles, right? We're going to do a bicep curl here, right? Bicep curl to an overhead press. Down, bicep curl to an overhead press. These juice bottles are a little bit heavier, but guess what? If you want to start light and you don't have weights, grab some cans, some soup. What's in your cupboard? Use it. Bicep curl to overhead press. Bicep curl to an overhead press, right? Bodyweight squats. Squat. Just squat down. Squat. Like you're sitting on the toilet, like you're sitting on this couch. Squat down, right? Jump rope. Do an invisible jump rope. Jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, that's okay. That's okay. And then if you want to continue to work your arms, think about doing a chair push-up. Have your chair, your dining room chair, whatever you have. Do a modified push-up here. Push-up. Make sure it's against something stable. Push-up, push-up, push-up. So what I would do is I would have my clients do that for like maybe say 45 seconds, each of those exercises, and do 5 rounds of it. And there you go. That's your at-home workout. Done. No excuse. We live in the no excuse zone. You can get it done even during a pandemic, through rain, through shine, whatever. It can be done. So thank you guys so much for this opportunity again. My name is April. This is how you can contact me. You can follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Facebook. You can email me, april@kingdompowerliving, or you can also become a part of our tribe at kingdompowerliving.com. So you can know when the book launches, you know all the exciting programs that we're doing. This is how you can reach me. So again, such a pleasure and honor. Thank you so much. So Diana, I will turn it back over to you.
April, thank you so much on behalf of the Associate Board. It was a great presentation. I'd also like to thank Cancer Wellness Magazine, our co-sponsor for this event. And thanks everyone for participating this evening. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
Thanks, April.
Thank you. Bye-bye.